The star of today's video is this type of noodle called udon. Udon noodles are a staple in the Japanese cuisine and have a chewy, really delicious texture. They come in these one serving 200-gram packages and have around 270 calories with 10 grams of protein in total. They are stored like a brick and feel like gummy bears, but after only 2 to 3 minutes in boiling water, they are ready to be served in stir fries or soups. They can be a bit low in food volume, which is the reason I will prepare 250 grams of mushroom. Mushrooms have only 22 calories with 3 grams of protein for 100 gram and is therefore a perfect add-on for these noodles. I will slice them into roughly equal sized pieces, and don't worry if this looks like too much mushrooms, they will shrink drastically once they are cooked and collapse in the pan, so just stack up on these. Next is the vegetable that I call broccoli on steroids, and it's pak choi, or also known as Chinese cabbage. You need to try this vegetable if you have never had it before. You will find this in most Asian grocery stores. It's one of the lowest calorie vegetables that exist. I will cut off the stem and then I will need to give this a quick wash in my sink, as there is always dirt at the edges. About 20 seconds is enough. I will cut them as well into smaller bite-sized pieces. Then I will also chop up a small yellow onion. This weighs around 50 grams, and these are all the vegetables that will add a ton of volume and flavor. For the protein sauce I will use one chicken breast. This weighs 180 grams. I will slice this into pieces that have about the size of my fingers. I won't add any seasoning to the chicken yet, because I will make a flavorful sauce that is very concentrated. For that I will add into a small glass 20 grams of soy sauce, 20 grams of rice vinegar, then hoisin, which is a sweet and savory soy sauce, 10 grams will go into the glass, and lastly oyster sauce. This doesn't taste like oyster at all, but rather has a concentrated sweet and umami flavor, perfect in stir fries. 10 grams goes into the glass as well. I will also add some chili flakes for some heat, and then I will give this a stir until combined. Also, what I like to prepare for these kinds of dishes is a slurry. For that I will add a little bit of water into a glass and add about a teaspoon of cornstarch and mix to prevent this from clumping. Slurries are a very useful tool in general to thicken up sauces and add this syrup-like consistency. Okay, let's get cooking. I will add a little bit of oil into a pan on medium-high heat and then start with the chicken first. I will spread all pieces so they get in contact with the pan and develop the most possible browning. I will let this fry on one side just for a minute or so until it has developed some color like this. Then I will turn all the pieces and do the same with the other side. Just 2 minutes in total. I'm not looking to cook the chicken through yet. After 2 minutes, I will remove the meat from the pan, even if it's not fully cooked. Remember that this will not only keep cooking in this plate because they are still hot, but I will add this back into the pan later on, so don't worry if they are still undercooked. Then switch the heat to medium and add in all of the mushrooms, but I won't add any oil at all. Instead I will add a splash of water and keep stirring the mushrooms. Never add oil to raw mushrooms in the beginning of cooking, because they will simply soak it up and you will have a dry pan again. Instead do this and cook them for 4 to 5 minutes until they fully collapse and all the water is evaporated. Also, now is the time where I will place a pot filled with water and a bit of salt on a stove on high heat. Back at my pan, I will now add the other vegetables with another touch of oil and keep frying under occasional stirring for another 3 to 4 minutes until the noodles are ready. My water is starting to boil by now, and that is where I will add a brick of udon noodles. The best way to cook them is to just gently shake them with a tongue. They will loosen up after 2 to 3 shakes. Let them boil for 2 to 3 minutes and they are ready. Back to my pan, all vegetables are cooked and have also developed some color. That is the time where I will add back in my chicken. I will also transfer in the noodles from my pot, add in my sauce, and also about half the glass of my slurry. Give everything a stir and keep frying for about 30 to 60 seconds until everything is hot, and take it off the stove. There you have a very nice noodle dish that is packed with flavor. The entire pan comes in with 643 calories, 83 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat and 62 grams of protein, and this is how you can implement noodles into your diet without busting your calorie budget. If you like this recipe, you need to try this noodle dish with similar ingredients, so click on this video and see you there.